Love Island Australia fans, yes, we're back with another video, back with another recap, and one of our solid couples is on the rocks as a bombshell wreaks havoc for Nakia and Kale, and one islander is dumped. Welcome back to Romance Review TV. It's Lady T. I got another recap for you guys. Love Island Australia 2023 Season 5 Episode 13. And without any further ado, let's talk about what went down on the villa. So, as we all know, Zach and Lucinda has been the center of all of the attention and the drama over the past few weeks of the Love Island Australia villa. But it is officially time to pass the torch and the spotlight to another couple, which is our favorite lovebirds, Kale and Nikia. They've been the strongest couple in the villa, but a hot American bombshell proves that everything might not be as it seems. So now our hostess with the mostest, Sophie Monk, has invited the girls for a day out on a boat. But if you've ever watched any episodes of Love Island of any franchise before, you know a day out usually means that a bombshell is coming. And here comes one now. Andy. He's this charming American living in Australia. He speaks Spanish and he has a hot mustache. Now, the fact that he arrives on a jet ski explains why the girls are screaming at a high level that we never knew existed. They were screaming like, "You're joking!" And the single girls warned the taken ladies to back off because they're waiting for a man to turn their heads, but it seems Nikia doesn't quite get that message. Andy, kind of admit that blondes are his type, so he calls Nakia over for a chat, and he asks the all-important question, are you closed off? Now, Nakia and Kale definitely gave the most closed off energy of all of the couples in the villa. They've been labeling their relationship as exclusive, enjoyed, tons of cute dates together, and have even talked about the possibility of moving interstate with each other. However, Kia did confirm that she's in a couple with Kale, which is really going well. We're really happy. We're chilling. We're solid, really solid. I say out of everyone, we're the most solid. Now, clearly interested in Nikia, Andy pushes the envelope and asks, are you open to talking to me? Now, Nikia is totally caught off guard. She even confessed that her head was solid until today. And she said, I'm a strong believer of putting my energy into something that will be reciprocated. So yeah, I guess I'm open to talking. Well, we're sure that this is going to come as brand new news to Kale. Now, while the girls are on their day out meeting the new bomb, back at the villa, the boys are getting a text message that, yeah, there's a new bomb in the villa, and whoever he chooses to couple up with, the boy left single, will be dumped. Now, on a lighter note, we can't forget about this little bit of a connection between Nate and Georgia as they officially decided to share their first kiss. Now, of course, he says that he's been at the bottom with his time in the villa so far, but now with this connection with Georgia, he feels like he is on top of the world. So we'll see how this connection pan out, especially with that new bomb coming in the villa. So now we got a shocking dumping. Of course, our hostess with the mostest is back with news to the boys all gathered around the fire pit. And of course, being a bombshell come with its perks, one of them being that you get to choose who you want to couple up with. So let's see who comes through the villa alone. First, we have Tyra returning to Aiden, Abby returning solo to Reed, Georgia returning to a very nervous Nate, Lucinda turning to a very happy Zach, who originally claimed that he was unbothered, but he was definitely frazzled, which now leaves Trent and Kale pending their actual stay in the villa. Well, it is Andy's time to shine, and he has narrowed it down to Nikia and Savannah, which he did say his type were blondes. And then, of course, he goes in by saying, I would like to couple up with this girl because I think originally it was the attraction and I was initially drawn to her. After that, we had a chat. It went really swell and we agreed on things that seemed really positive and could make a relationship go smoothly. Says the girl that I would like to couple up with is Nakia. And of course, Savannah goes back to Trent. However, the mood in the villa now shifts as Andy puts a dagger through Nakia and Kale's relationship. But when Nakia is asked about everything, she says it was the best day, the boat, the views, the sun, it was amazing. And then mine and Andy's conversation flowed so easy, it was a really good chat. No comment on no longer being partnered with Kale, and it was awkward. But Sophie reveals the final twist in all of this as the only single man, or woman for that matter, Kale, dumped from the villa now. Now there are of course upsets and tears as the islander realized that they would have to say goodbye to Kale. So now this is where we see Kale and Nikia end on bad terms. There's been a lot of awkward silence since Nikia jumped ship for Andy and left Kale high and dry. But as Kale is packing away his things, she's quick to point out that it wasn't her doing. She tells Kale, well, obviously I didn't pick this. She clears up what was said during her and Andy's chat to give him the idea that she was open and it was mostly but not entirely truthful. And of course, we can watch the actual episode. It will say it all. Kale just doesn't understand how everything between he and Nikia changed at a flip of the switch. Yesterday, they were cycling around the Spanish countryside, talking about interstate moves, calling each other exclusive, and saying that they didn't want to see anything or anyone else. Even promised each other that both would leave if one was dumped from the villa. Well, that plan is clearly no longer going forward, and we heard Nikia say that I never lied when I said any of it, but I feel like now that it's happened, it's not in my control. Kale chimes in and said, look, if the roles were reversed, I would have left with you. And of course, feelings of guilt, tension is lingering in the air, but Nikia's bed has been made and she gotta lay in it now with Andy. So a lot of us fans thought that Kale and Nikia was a sure thing until Andy entered that villa. And after Nikia signaled that she was open to talking to Andy just days after becoming exclusive with Kale, Andy took it as a green light and chose to couple up with her. Now, of course, that move left Kale single and we saw him dump from the villa. After he left, he had an exclusive with Nine Entertainment saying that he had a gut feeling that he was going to be going. He said while things with Nikia were tracking well the day before, when she was unable to look him in the eye around the fire pit, he knew something was up. Now, despite Nakia's feelings seemingly changing at a flip of a switch, Kale said that it was his own doing. He actually admits that he probably put all of his eggs in one basket too early. As for whether there was a chance for Nakia and Kale to rekindle things, that was a hard no on Kale's end. If Nakia leaves the villa, he said that he will not pursue her in any way, shape, or form. He has now complete clarity and he has no feelings toward her whatsoever. He goes on to say that if there is one girl that's on his mind, it would have been Tyra. He confessed that if he had his time over again, there is at least one thing he'd do differently: spend more time with Tyra on the inside. He had eyes for two girls, really, and probably should have given her more time of the day. And it's safe to say that Kale's faith in love and relationships took a hit, and he's lost his confidence in any of the other remaining couples making it all away. He said that it felt like to him some people get caught out saying one thing to one person and a different thing to another. They just lie. They lie about their feelings. They tell one person one thing and tell the girls another. They're just dishonest. Yikes. Not only did he cut ties with Nakia, but it looked like he just threw all of the boys under the bus. Okay, so let's get the conversation started down in the comments section. Did you expect this between Nakia and Kale? They were one of the most solid couples in the villa. Do you think that Nakia is actually going to make this work with Andy? And what did you think about what he said about the boys lie, and he's pretty much cut Nakia off? Let me know your thoughts. So I hope you enjoyed this recap. Stay tuned for other recaps and updates on this channel. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.